Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about Black Widow, the 15-issue series done by Kelly Thompson in 2020. As always, we'll start off by checking out the covers for each issue. In this case, each cover done by the legendary Adam Hughes, and you'll notice I am missing a few because honestly collecting this whole series has been kind of a pain. Between Marvel's delays, weird shipping, I always was a few issues behind or downright missed some. And so here I have issue number 2 and am missing issue number 3. It's a pain to track issue number 3 down, and it's also very annoying because that one's got an amazing cover and I really wanted, but I couldn't find it even until now. Issue number 4 here, really giving us a Lady Killer vibe. Lady Killer, of course, an awesome series drawn by Joel Jones. Why am I bringing that up? Because Black Widow here has art by Elena Casagrande, of course, who worked with Joel Jones on Catwoman. But I'm getting off track. So, the covers done by the legendary Adam Hughes. If you wanna see more Adam Hughes covers, I do have a video up showing my collection of covers done by him and by J. Scott Campbell. I really think they work so well together, you know. And Adam Hughes has really had a nice run of series with doing the covers for Marvel. He's done covers for The Invisible Woman, Gwen Stacy, and now the Black Widow. Of course, I also have reviews of those series, so if you wanna check them out, just look in my backlog. So here we go. You can't expect anything less than pure perfection from Adam Hughes, and as you can see, he never disappoints. Just look at this cover, absolutely gorgeous. So issue number 9 here, and then issue 13. As I mentioned, I am missing a few issues. I am trying to track those down, but we'll still talk about the whole series, you know, because I have read it completely, and it's a really huge, big recommend from my part. Spoilers from for the next part of the video, but I really do encourage everyone to read it up. Okay, so Black Widow by Kelly Thompson. The series starts off with Natasha on a mission, doing spy stuff, looking amazing doing it. Of course, she gets a little help, and everything works out pretty well. You know, there are no problems. Again, we get a few cameos here. She returns home where she has unexpected guests that kind of take her by surprise. They shoot her with tranquilizers and she falls. And that's quite a way to start off your series, you know. Then the next thing we see is Natasha working as an architect, and it's very weird. Turns out she actually goes missing for 3 months, and in that time she gets a husband. She gets a husband, a completely new life, and it's not what it seems. She, of course, is monitored. We don't know if this new life is hers, what she wanted. Of course, it's not. Things are not what they seem. But what a way to start off your series. So you've got Natasha Romanoff, one of the greatest spies. She falls to her death, then she turns up with a normal job. She's got a husband, she's got a kid, and things are just bonkers, for you as a reader. And for some of the other supporting characters, this of course draws the attention of Hawkeye. He also is with Bucky, the Winter Soldier, and they're just as surprised as we are, reading this, and it's really cool. Again, Natasha just living a normal life, a perfect life, and I'm gonna be honest, I thought this was the whole series, like however many issues they'd do this for, this was the main story arc. But surprise, no. This is just the first arc. This gets resolved in 5 issues. Because, of course, this isn't her life and things happen. And we do get the old Black Widow. But again, this actually caught me by surprise because I thought, okay, so that's the main plot. That's what we'll be dealing with for the next however many issues. And no, Kelly Thompson had an idea, short 5 issues arc, and she really presented it well and did an amazing job. However, the absolute star of the whole series, but of course of the first arc, is Elena Casagrande. Her art is just amazing. She just draws Black Widow and absolutely all the characters, but especially Natasha. She draws her so well, and the colors. So Elena Casagrande, while doing an amazing job for the whole series, doesn't do every issue. There are some where other artists come in. Some issues she is a co-artist. She gets some help, but Jordi Belair colors for the whole series, each issue, and just, you can clearly see it looks amazing. And I know it's Marvel, but again, wanna shout out Catwoman. Both Jordi Belair and Elena Casagrande did art for that series when Joel Jones was working on it, and they also did an amazing job there, as they do here. Just look at this. Look at this panel. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. And honestly, the whole series really does look amazing, even when Elena Casagrande is missing or gets some help. Like we see here, we have Rafael de la Torre. Everything still looks absolutely gorgeous. So I mentioned the first story arc with Natasha's supposed perfect family. That gets resolved in the first 5 issues, but it still gets brought up, and it's still something that lingers throughout the whole 15 issue series. And I thought it was nice. It was a nice touch because it really was a big deal, and it was nice of Kelly Thompson to acknowledge it. No, this is something that happened, and it left its mark. So the first story arc, 5 issues, then we get a 1 issue intermission the next story arc, 4 issues, then another 1 issue intermission, and the final story arc, 4 issues again. It's really compact, really nice. Again, Kelly Thompson really seemed to have a plan, even if the series again got hit by delays. Marvel's managing it was somewhat lackluster, and it ultimately got cancelled. We do get a few new characters getting introduced, for those next story arcs. Here we have Lucy Nguyen, and she's really cool, and we'll get to see more of her. And her whole story arc again is really, really nice. We get some superheroes coming into play. We already saw Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier. We get to see Spider-Girl here. White Widow, of course, teams up with Natasha, and they remain a team for the whole series. So this actually, again, it really grew. It definitely surpassed my expectations. I wasn't. I didn't think we'd get something like this. Honestly, by the end, it actually turns up into quite a team book. But again, Natasha is the main focus. And by the way, each issue, I do want to point this out, each issue gets this, at least one of these. A double spread action shot with Natasha going around just beating people up, and man, it looks absolutely gorgeous each and every time. Whether Casagrande is doing the art, whether we get another artist, these double spreads are absolutely amazing. We saw it one in the first issue. We see it again. We get at least one double spread in each issue, and I never got at least one that would disappoint. Every single one was absolutely gorgeous. And speaking of gorgeous, I do want to point out this issue. We get a new artist again, but man, I mean, I praised Elena Casagrande's art. This issue, absolutely superb. And again, Kelly Thompson introducing new characters. Here we get the backstory of the Living Blade, which will be an enemy in the final few issues, and which will do something pretty messed up. And seriously, the final issues ramp it up quite a lot. But here we get a little backstory, and we get to see a fight between Natasha and the Living Blade, and the whole issue is just this fight, and man, does it look absolutely amazing. And that's another bonus for the whole series. It has a lot of action. I mean, in my Invisible Woman review, I complained that the series and Mark Waid didn't take advantage of Sue Storm's power set, of her abilities. That is not the case here. Kelly Thompson knows exactly what kind of character Natasha is, what kind of abilities the Black Widow has, and absolutely nails it in showcasing them. Again, each issue, this awesome double spread action shot, always looking amazing. So Kelly Thompson, again, really did an amazing job in writing this. She really got Natasha, I feel, and there was nothing that would seem out of place or out of character uh, again, she really did an amazing job in writing the whole series, and it's honestly a huge shame that this got cancelled, because I'm sure that Kelly Thompson would have brought so many more cool stories to the Black Widow mythos, with this 15 issues, and she never missed once. She needed more. I hope Marvel will return to the series with Kelly Thompson, because, again, this was an absolute joy to read. Is this a perfect series? No. However, it's really hard to talk about the negatives, because they show up in strange, weird places. So, when people complain about modern Marvel, they usually have a set of tropes and, honestly, a set of writers that they don't like. Those are clear negatives. They don't like having and seeing them in Marvel Comics. And Kelly Thompson, while honestly she does get lumped into those that group of writers, uh, she's clearly not a part of that group, because she can actually write. However, it does seem like Marvel are interfering here, at least in this series, and are making her introduce those negative tropes. Because so the series goes on, and again, no problems in writing, and it seems like someone at Marvel went, "Oh, Kelly, what are you doing? No one's told Natasha how amazing she is." So we get a whole issue with around 10 instances where characters go, "Oh, Natasha, you're so amazing," or, "Oh, isn't she amazing? Look how amazing she is." And it's really weird, because it just happens in a single issue. We don't get to see that anywhere else except for that issue. Again, someone at Marvel seems to go, "Oh, Kelly, what are you doing? We don't have enough diversity here." So we get a black dude, a scrawny, glasses wearing nerd that does the science, quote unquote, and he really does do the science. I mean, one of the characters specifically says, "Oh, we don't have a lab here." I guess they weren't expecting to do science. It's in here. And again, something like that doesn't show up again just for that one issue. And it's weird. Again, it feels like someone at Marvel noticed, "Hey, this is written too well. It's missing some of our tropes," but I don't know if they know that those are negative tropes, but they did make Kelly Thompson include them in here, because again, it's not like those appear throughout the whole series. We get one issue with, "Oh, Natasha, you're so amazing." One issue with, "Oh, we're doing the science." Heck, we get two issues. So I mentioned the action. We get a lot of action here, and it looks amazing. However, two issues where half an issue is just people talking, and not like this, like really talking, half a page filled with speech bubbles. You can't see anything other than boring backgrounds and speech bubbles. And it's like, why there? Why did you specifically had to put a stop to everything that was happening, and was happening in a very well put out manner, to introduce this sort of dialogue, just people talking. And again, Kelly Thompson really did an amazing job writing this, but it does seem like someone went through the series and went, oh, this doesn't have enough bad in it, put some in here. And it was weird. I mean, again, there are complaints I have about the series, but it's hard for me to complain about Kelly Thompson because they're not throughout. They're really specific and they seem to be included in there. Again, absolutely weird stuff. I don't know what happened, but it's there. That aside, however, I do recommend the entire series, 15 issues collected in 3 trade paperbacks. Again, Kelly Thompson doing an amazing job writing this. We got an awesome cast of supporting characters. We got Bucky, Hawkeye, the other Hawkeye, we got Spider-Girl, White Widow, and of course Natasha looking amazing, being badass. Again, Kelly Thompson really nailed it, and I do hope Marvel brings the series back with Kelly writing it, because this has been one of the best Black Widow runs we ever got. If you're going for the single issues, you can't go wrong with the covers done by Adam Hughes. Okay, that's it for me. That's it for this Black Widow review. I'll see you all on the next video. Bye.